Hello everyone. I've already done a video about this little application I made. It's to deal with this little chip here. I made it for this because I wanted to make this work in a specific way, like you do with little Bluetooth devices like this. So I wanted it to do the same thing, and so I've made this little application and I've already showed you where you can send ASCII and bytes to it. You set an address, a port. Well, actually it'll be port 80 for this and whatever I've connected it to, but I mentioned this on a YouTube channel that I like to watch, just as a tool that might help, but they're obviously going a different way. When I mentioned it, I realised that I hadn't put the port, the choice of changing the port, which I've now added, but the reply I got was the project they're doing is it's going to be updated over the air, and that got me thinking, well, why not make this application do that sort of stuff? Well, the first step was well, let's just say that, right, it was originally designed for this little tiny chip here, which is this one here, which is the ESP8266-01. This is a little tiny one. There's a little processor you can see on there. And that's what you'll find under one of these cans if you're interested on these bigger ones. But these are the big brothers. These are still the ESP8266, but they're a -12E, I think. Anyways, it's the 12 that matters. It's the bigger brother. It's got more pins, and there's more memory put on here as well. So there's actually 4 megs on here. 4 megs of flash to use. It's all underneath this little can. And so with it having a lot more memory, you can put a lot more software on there. And some software you can use is like the over-the-air programming, so you don't have to connect via a cable. You can program actually over the air. So I thought, well, why not add this functionality to my little application? Well, my first start was with the HTML. I put a HTML tab on, so now we can communicate via HTML. So let's just so say we've got. I want to look at the. I know it's easier just using the Internet Explorer. You just press F12, and then we can have a look at the source. No, we're on the source, and there you can see the source. You can see it all there. There's all the text. But I thought I'd put some. I'll just copy that, and what I'll do is we'll just paste it in here. So there's our address. I'm going to knock that dash off a little because I've actually this actually takes a port. So if that's where this changes from your browser, well, you can actually type the port in. You just put a colon and the port after the address. It's that simple, really, to choose which port you want to connect through. But HTML on the internet, when you're scrolling the web, World Wide Web, for HTML, a server, it's usually port 80 anyways. So we just put port 80 in there, and I've made it write it automatically down here, so if you want to go to an index, you can go index.html like that. That will take you to that page. What have I put a slash in there for? There we go. Index.html. So that was probably usually the actually default web page for where you're going. And I always forget what we're doing here, so I put a list here so we can choose, and then you've got your sort of choices depending on what you've chosen here. So this just helps. It changes that. So we're going to accept what it does, and we want text. You know, I might be working on a JSON file. You'll come across these for sending data to and from over the internet web pages. But this drop down also changes depending on what you've chosen here. So that will give you it helps you remember basically, and I can't remember. So that's the only reason why I've done this, is just so that, you know, it helps me remember. And if we send that, basically what we can do is we can have a look, and you can see that we've got all the web page text. That's what actually makes the web page. So all this text basically makes up what this looks like. Okay, so that's enough of HTML. So I'll clear all that. Like I said, I thought, well, yeah, over the air is the craze these days. So let's do the over the air bit as well. So I've put an over the air tab as well. Now I have only got the ESP8266 node and this little thing. So none of the others actually work yet, because I haven't bothered. Right. People don't realise what's behind. Let's have a look. I love Arduino IDE. It does. People have put a lot of work behind the scenes for people here. So it's amazing what clicking this tool and choosing this board does in the background. It does a massive loads and loads of things. It does all the pin configurations and everything. So it makes it really easy, but I like to see how things work, and I like to see, you know, I've basically moved on, and so we now have the over the air. We have tools like which we can upload data from a data folder, and we can upload that to our microcontroller to use the files on board this microcontroller, as well as actually doing the actual firmware. And this can also be done over the air. So if we go down to where we normally pick our port, you see you've got your normal COM ports, and you can see at the moment I have these two devices here connected to the local network, and one of them is, if we go down to our port again, you can see that we've got over the air modules that have the software that which can actually talk and transmit over the air the files and code, which makes things really easy. as long as there's power to it, you can connect it from anywhere you like, basically. And so you can upload stuff really easy. And the whole exercise for me actually writing this program is I wanted to learn more about over the air. How is it done? And what do you need to be able to do it? And so I decided to put this extra tab on and do the same thing. So basically, you have a file. Now there's two options. This path can lead to a folder. Let's bring up a normal folder, shall we? Just give me a minute. Right, yes. So I've got this folder. Let's just put it over here so we can see everything. Now this is the folder for this one here. It's for my interactive ARM control. And you can see that we have a data folder. Oh no, that's not that one, sorry. That was my testing while I was writing this stuff. It can actually go now. Let me delete that. And let's rename that data. There we go. I don't need that either. No, that was some other test. So I'll delete that now. And I can delete this one as well. Well, no, I'm going to leave that. This is where we can put our files to upload. So when you're creating an over-the-air, well, not even an over-the-air, anyway, from the ESP module, you can put data onto the file system. So what we can do is put this data. So all these pictures, the web page and the script and everything that I want my application, my little web page on the server on this thing to use, all goes into this data folder. And what you do in Arduino is you use this tool. So you use this little, I'm using little FS, little file system it's the better one. It's smaller, more compact. It's sort of, there's an older version, so I would recommend using little FS. You click this, and what that does, it uploads all those files over the air because we've chosen the over the air port, and it just does it through Wi-Fi. And I wanted to do exactly the same thing with my little application. So all you do is you select the path. So you go to the select path, and you can see that we've got that data folder. So select the data folder. So that's the folder in there. We select data type because we can also do the firmware or data. We do data and we select ESP8266 because that's what I've done. I've put room for these others. If I ever get one of these modules, if you want to supply me one, I'll make the program work for one of them. But they don't work. It doesn't work for that. It doesn't work for that. Not that either. And not that. They're just there for future updates. At the moment, it just does the ESP8266. You can choose what amount of space you've set aside for these, which is for me is the 3 meg I've done. And you can see here that we've got there's nothing being advertised, which is basically, let me just move that across. So what you see here is You see these two that are there? Well, that's what we should have in here. Now what happens is, when Arduino IDE boots up, it sends out a signal. It says, hello, anybody there? Which is basically the same as me pressing this button. If I press that button, it says, hello, is there anybody there? And you can see that we've now got two to choose from here. So we've got our large arm, which is that one, which is this one here. This is the other one. So there's two of them. So what we can choose which one they are. Oh, and this name here is just so you can recognise what you're doing when you're actually writing. Let's see, it's easier to show in. Right, don't get me wrong. Right, right. So we've got the Arduino IDE. I love it. It does a lot of work. It makes life simple. But the text editor, I need more information to remember things. So that's why I use Visual Studio, because it's got fantastic IntelliSense. This is all I use it for, is just for editing. It's easy for me to read because I use this for all the other programs I write as well, for Windows, for the mobile phone. I use this IDE for writing all the code for all those. And so I'm used to writing in Visual Studio, and that's why I use it. I still use the Arduino IDE because it does a lot in the background. You don't have to tell it what pins, all the pins and the things. There's magic in the background that's being used is done by Arduino. All that hard work is done for you. Somebody's already done it. For example, I will show you a very good example of how much work goes on in this actual application. Anyway, I was digress. So, yes, if we, because we're using, no, this is the wrong one. What am I looking at this for? Let me just minimise that one. That's my other. That's my Arduino one. Oh, right, okie dokie. Right, yes. So you can see these are all my files in the. Have I still got that? Yeah, these are all my files. So we've got our fav icon. That's the icon that should pop up in the top left on your tab. Where was I going? Right, yes. Oh, right, okay, it was the name, wasn't it? Right, yes. So, yes, so we're using the Arduino over-the-air library. And what you do with the over-the-air library, you can actually give it a host name. So if we go down to Setup, and we look for the over-the-air bit, find it in a minute. Still is setup, yeah, setup down there. Let's minimise that. Don't need that, don't need that. Right, so this is my access point stuff. This is telling it what to do when it asks for one of those pictures. This is handles my commands. Right, so, oh, here we go, there we are. So obviously that starts over the air, and basically what that's doing is listening for anybody who wants to talk to the over the air bit. If we send a signal, it will respond. But this is where we set the host name there. So you can see that you can put anything you like in here. So you put something in that will actually let you know which one you're actually talking to. And you give it that name. And so now we can get back to here. So here, yeah, so there we go. I'll just move this down. And there we go. So you can see that ESP8266 over the air large arm. So there we go, ESP over the air large arm, and it's on our local network. And how do we know? TCP local address is 192.168.121, and it's on port 8266. I've added that because you don't normally see actually, but that's what port it's on. Let's have a look. Has it got it on here? No, it doesn't tell you what port it's on here. It tells you the module, but that's only because you've told it what the module is actually. You can see it's the ESP12E. No, it's still got the name though, which it's going to have that name because that's the name you've given it here, so that's the name. So you can see, and I've made it so you can actually select this and it will actually change the details up here. And so if we've said we want that file, so we've told it the folder, which is this data folder here. And so when we click send down here, it will send, it'll put all those files into a flash image and send that flash image across to the to this. So yeah, I just had to pause for a minute. Right, let's get the send button pressed. Gives you a little bit of info here, what's going on. So, and then we have the progress bar. So once I get all the way to the end, it should be uploaded. What you'll need to do then is maybe just let this have time to reboot and connect to your local network. The way it happens is basically the little application takes all the files, puts them all onto like an image file, which is an image of your file system. It uploads to the microcontroller, to a part of its memory, and then it puts that part of the memory it's just uploaded into the part where all your memory is saved. The only downside to doing it over the air is you need twice as much memory as the file takes up, because you've actually got to upload a file of that size, and then it's saved to a location of that size, basically. So you're half in the space. Well, you're using twice as much space as you normally need when you're doing it over the air. Okay, it's done that. It's all done that anyway. What we can actually do is we can have a look at that site and just check. If I just copy that and we get my Internet Explorer across, and let's just put that IP in there. I don't know why I've got that favourite icon there, but anyways, let's have a look and see if it's done it. Yep, and there you go. You can see it's downloaded all the let's just make that bigger. It's downloaded all the files, and we've now got our interactive arm, which is all this is actually on the ESP. Well, right, now ESP, this is what I love about this ESP and using a server, a web server and such things. So we've got our arm there. It's all on this little ESP down here. But this ESP isn't doing all the work. It's not drawing all these it's not redrawing these amps. So what you need to understand is we've got my PC. Right, let's just move that across a bit there. Oh, that's frozen. Well, why is that frozen there? Oh, right, I don't know why. Just give me. Anyway, I'm going to pause. My Explorer is just frozen, so just give me a moment. Right, I'm back. Right, yeah. For some reason, this bit had frozen. I was just moving this across, and it wasn't moving across the screen. Anyways, so I just wanted to move it across so we can get it in shot. This is not actually when we move this arm on here, and I move this arm on here like that. I don't know if you can imagine that this little processor is actually calculating redrawing all these images on here. It isn't. What this little processor on here has supplied my web browser, which is on my computer, is with the files needed to do this, and so it's my computer that's redrawing all this information on the screen, and it puts all the work off this server onto at my actual computer. I hope you understood that. Right. Where was I? Yes. So yeah. And I also wanted to be able to actually upload the firmware. Now you can easily get the firmware from your Arduino IDE. So if I bring that back up again, so when you actually use the Arduino to upload, now you can use upload depending on your settings. It uploads to the port you've set, so it can do it through the Wi-Fi over the air, or you could use a COM port, what you plugged into. But I mean, you have to understand, me doing this was an exercise for myself. It was to see if I could do it. That's all it was. That's the reason I do projects, is to see if I can do it. See if I'm able to make certain things happen. And I have a saying, if someone else can do it, then why can't I? You know. I don't see why anybody else can't do what somebody else can do. Anyways, so yes, so you know, in general, just use your Arduino IDE for uploading over the internet. But say you wanted to, the reason I wrote this is also, say if I had more than one item, you know, so more than, let's have a look, so there's two here, say I wanted the same firmware on both of them, it's not a good thing. Well, yeah, it doesn't really matter. I was going to talk about IP address and conflicts and stuff, but it doesn't really work like that because it actually uses the MAC address. Now that's something, another topic for another day. Sorry, well, your router uses the MAC addresses. Okay, I'm going off. I'm going off track there. Let's get back to just uploading and downloading. Right. So if you want, like I say, there's a setting on here where we can actually just do the program, and for this we can actually send an image of the actual firmware, which I have actually put in here. I've put some. I've put a bin file here of my. Oh no, it's not that one. Where have I? I've put it somewhere. I'm sure I put one. Maybe I didn't. Oh, maybe I've deleted it. Oh no, there we are. There it is. Look, there's my large arm interactive control over the air bin. So if I just open that and I say program, we can now actually, just give me one moment. Okay, I'm back. Where was I? Yes, so yeah, so we can actually upload the firmware as well. So if I just set program, none of this matters for this. because we're just doing the program, it's a set size, and it is the size of whatever size your program happens to be. And it always goes to the first offset on the memory. So once you've, like I say, you've selected that. What am I doing? I'll make that bigger and then you can see it. There we go. So we've selected the file. So I mean, if you're on data, you can see that this changes to the folder, and it's a folder what we have there. If we select program, you can see that this actually is selected to the bin file that we've actually used as well. And so all we do is just press send, and it'll send that up. This will go a lot quicker because it's a bit smaller than 3 megabytes. So there we go. I've sent that to the to this microcontroller down here. Is that frozen? No, it ain't frozen. Right, yeah, and so we just need to wait for that light to reconnect, and then we can go back, and I'll just refresh this. Oh, it must be still booted up, so you need to wait for this to boot. Well, I hope it's still booting up, unless I have really totally messed up. No, I've made it messed up. Okay. Right, what have I messed up here with? I wonder if I wonder if that is the right one. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do. What I'll do is I'll go and get an image. So, to get an image of this, all you do is go to Sketch, and you can do Export Compiled Binary. So if we do that, it will compile all that info up for you. So you just wait for it to compile it all. And once it's compiled it all, we should then have a newly created file in here. Just waiting for it to do it. Yep, there we go. It's done it. And we should have a new, there it is. It's just created that file there, which is this one. I mean, it should be the same size as that one there. Yeah, it's 3. Oh, anyway, it's different. I wonder what I've done. Must have changed something. Right, so let's go and have a look and try that one. So if we go browse, and it's that one there, open that. Let's send that. Maybe there's some more work to do. Like I say, I've done this as a project for myself, and just basically to see if I can do it and find out how it does it, really. There's a lot of work behind that. Right, it should have restarted by now, so let's just see if we can restart. No, it says file not found, so I think I might have just overwritten my data, which I need to sort of sort out, so I'll just send that again and see what happens. Right, so that's done that. Oh, press something dark. There, that's better. Press the wrong thing. Where are we? Yeah, that's what we want. Let's see if it's... oh! Well... oh, right, let's try refresh again. Oh no, I've really messed something up, haven't I? I've done something. Here we go. No. What have I done? Did I change something in here? Well, it compiled and everything, so it should have been right. Okay, let's just do it the Arduino way and see. I might have to go back to the drawing board. Now, I think when it's... alright. Oh, it says done uploading. Right, it's done that. Let's bring back the web browser. Right, so I've messed up somewhere. In fact, I've been concentrating. I know what I've done, you know. I've been concentrating. It's been taking me ages to get this data to work, and I bet I've messed something up with my program bit there, you know. Maybe I've given it... maybe I've... I don't know. Maybe... I know. I was going to mention what this Arduino does in the background, and I could tell you... let's have a look. Right, let's just move this. Well, actually, I don't need to move that. No. Right, yeah, when Arduino gets installed, right, let's just go to here. And what we can do is I'll just go... If you go... Well... If you go to... You see drive and you go to users, and there's me, and then you have like a app data. Where are we? App data. You go to local, you'll find your Arduino installation, and you'll find packages that are installed, and there's my ESP8266, and then you've got your hardware, and you've got ESP, and that's the version, and then you've got your tools. Right, so what we also have is boards text, and if we have a look at that, you can see all this information. This is all worked out and done for you, but for each controller that you choose by just clicking, where are we? By just choosing a board here and this, you can see how many options you've got and everything. All this is all done for you here, so you know, fancy writing all these lines out yourself. What you got there? 8,894 lines of what could be essential code you need to write if you wanted to do this to hardware. Anyways, it looks like I've got well, yes, I've got work to do again. I've messed up somewhere with the actual program side of things. My data side is working because the data is there. Where are we? I've lost it. Yeah, the data's there, all the files are there. It was just this program, so let me just try that again. I'm going to send that and then it'll probably screw it all up again, and so I've got to go back to the drawing board. Right, let's see if it still works. No, it doesn't. No. Yeah, too early. Too early. So, oh, hang on, what's that? Oh, hang on, it is working. I wonder if it was just a stupid internet connection. Yeah, it worked. Yeah, I've uploaded it. I've just done that. So, yeah, it worked. Oh, well. Tell you what, how can I make sure it doesn't work? Right, I'll tell you what I'll do is I will send... What can I do to show that it is working? We can corrupt this. Let's use my Arduino. Let's open a new file. Arduino. Where are we? Well, back to there. Right. So let's create a new. What am I doing? New folder. So we call this. Bad data. Right. So what I'll do is I will let's just copy that. So all we've got in bad data folder is that icon. So if I go to program data and we go to browse and we can go to bad data. This is why I've written. I like this because I can choose different folders. You don't have to keep renaming the folders. You can actually just use a different folder, and then what I can do is I can just send that. What I could have done is to just sent 1 megabyte. It'd have been a lot quicker, but what we're doing is doing it the right way. So it's just sending that is basically what this is doing. It is wiping the file system clean, apart from the one file, which is the fav icon. So all that should be now on my ESP8266 in its filing system is the fav icon. And so obviously when I try to run this application with all this on, you can see that you see this is all on my web browser. We're not working with the ESP until we actually refresh to get the files, and I can't do that until it's actually finished. So what we're going to do is once this is finished, I'll just click refresh, and then it'll come up with file not found, because the only files that are going to be on there is this one here. Right, it's done that. Upload complete and things. So we refresh that, and error, file not found. So now what I'll do is we'll go back, and I will choose this folder, because that's got all the stuff in, and we'll send again. This time what it's doing is sending an image with all the files in. So now we're using this folder. It's sending all this information. Right, it's done that. Let the microcontroller reboot, and then let's try refresh. And bingo, there we go. There's all the files and information now again. So I don't know what happened last time. I thought I might have messed up, but obviously I think I might have just lost connection or something. Oh, it didn't refresh. But anyway, you can see it's working now. I wonder if it was. Oh, go on then. Yeah, go on. Let's just try sending the program. See if it is. If it was that. It doesn't take long to actually send the program. I wonder if it takes longer to reboot when you send the program. Maybe it sort of semi-reboots when you only send the data. Anyway, it's done that, so let's just... No, it's working. Oh, well, I don't know what to say then. It is working. I thought I got it right. I just don't know what went wrong first time round. But yeah, you can see it is working after I've sent it. And that I am sending the data. You know, when that green line goes across there, that data is being sent. Right. So, well, if you've made it to the end, thanks. Like I say, this was more of an experiment for me, really, than an actual tool to use. I mean, somewhere down the line, it may be useful. I don't know. I just wanted to see if I could do it, actually, and yes, I can. And I've learnt a lot in actually making this little bit of application. Well, this tab of my application, shall I say. It's amazing what's going on. What's going on when you're using the over-the-air stuff. Arduino has made it really, really simple, and it's a powerful tool. And to make it as simple as just clicking and choosing one of these is fantastic. But for me to actually learn how to do it and write it that was quite a challenge. Anyway, I'm rambling. Thanks for watching. I hope you found something interesting. Eventually, I'm going to get onto this. The reason why I wrote this application is for my little robot. So I just hope it works at the end of the day. Thanks for watching, guys.